Cheaters never win, and it sure is entertaining to watch them get caught red-handed. These are 10 athletes who were caught cheating. But first, unlock the Ultimate Entertainment cheat code and be sure to hit that notification button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. Sports are enshrined in traditions and rules. They keep the games fair throughout history so we can judge these athletes against each other and the all-time greats. So what happens when someone comes along and decides that the rules just don't apply to them? They eventually get caught and we get to watch them squirm. Seeing a cheater get their comeuppance is almost better than seeing a fair fight. Almost. These are the 10 athletes who were caught cheating. Marathon runners are a little crazy, so it makes sense that ultra-marathon runners are ultra crazy. The Comrades Marathon is a 90-kilometer, 51.6-mile run along the South Africa coast that attracts some of the craziest of these ultra-crazies. In 1998, Sergio Matsoaneng ran his first Comrades Marathon and placed 8th, winning a medal and $10,000, both of which he told television cameras he was donating to help his father back in his home village. The only problem was fellow racer Nick Bester, who finished in 15th place, never saw Sergio pass him. When officials reviewed photos from the event, they noticed something else strange. Sergio changed which wrist he wore his watch on and grew a scar on his arm. It turns out Sergio had a twin named Fika, and they had been switching off throughout the race. Football players and coaches are obsessed with gaining every single competitive advantage possible, even if it involves a little cheating now and then. Look at a few of the cheating scandals that have rocked the NFL over the years. The Patriots gave us Deflategate, where the ball was illegally having air let out, and Spygate, where they spied on an opponent's practice. That's 2 gates from one team. The New Orleans Saints had their own gate in Bountygate, where it was revealed their defensive coordinator was giving out cash rewards for intentionally injuring opposing players. But this cheat was maybe the most blatant. In a game between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins in 2010, Miami cornerback Nolan Carroll went down hard as he ran down the field to defend a punt return. But on further review, it was apparent that as Carroll ran down the sideline and crossed over into enemy territory, the Jets' strength and conditioning coach, Sal Alosi, stuck his foot out and intentionally tripped him. When confronted with it, Alosi admitted he did it on purpose and basically gave a "yep, my bad." In the end, he was suspended the rest of the season and fined $25,000. The ultimate sports cheat, the cheatingest cheat to ever cheat, the Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan drama was late-night fodder throughout the 90s and was turned into a tell-all movie more recently. At the 1994 U.S. Figure Skating Championship in Detroit, gold medal hopeful Nancy Kerrigan was attacked by a masked man with a police baton, nearly breaking her leg. It left her crumpled on the ground, crying and screaming, "Why? Why?" The why was answered a few weeks later, and it wasn't pretty. Kerrigan was forced to withdraw from that event, allowing Tonya Harding to go on to win. But it was later discovered that the mysterious masked assailant had been hired by Tonya Harding's ex-husband and bodyguard to take out Nancy for Tonya. Harding steadfastly denied her involvement in the sordid affair up until 2018, when she finally admitted that she knew something was up. The entire affair played out during and after the 1994 Winter Olympics, where Harding and Kerrigan were reluctant teammates. In the 2012 Olympics, the entire world was shocked by a scandal seeping out of the world of professional badminton. Badminton is the one with the rackets and net that's not tennis. No, the other one. The one with shuttlecocks. The way Olympic badminton works is the first round tournament is round-robin style and determines seeding for the next knockout round, which determines the medal winners. One of the Chinese teams already qualified for the next round before their final game of the first round. They figured out it would be better for them seeding-wise if they lost the last game of the first round tournament. They'd face an easier opponent next round, and the 2 Chinese teams would be on opposite sides of the bracket, so they wouldn't have to face each other and both could possibly medal. So the Chinese team decided to lose on purpose to South Korea. The South Koreans caught on pretty quickly and realized, hey, they already qualified for the next round as well, and they would have an easier seeding if they lost. So the South Koreans started throwing the match as well. Soon, the game spiraled into seeing who could play the worst without looking like they were trying to lose. Spoiler, they all looked like they were trying to lose. The tactic spread to more teams and 8 players in all were disqualified. Even people that don't know anything about soccer know that it's the sport where you don't use your hands. Somebody should tell that to Diego Maradona. In the 1986 World Cup quarterfinals between England and Argentina, the 5'5" Argentinian scored both goals in the 2-1 victory. The second was what had been described as the goal of the century, or the greatest individual goal of all time. A 60-yard, 10-second dash passing 4 opposing players. But it's the first goal that lives in infamy. What was seen by the referees as a header turned out to be an obvious handball. Maradona literally punched the ball out of the air and into the goal. When questioned about it, Maradona said the ball was put into the goal by the hand of God. The modern Olympic pentathlon is an event comprising 5 sports: fencing, freestyle swimming, equestrian show jumping, and a final combined event of pistol shooting and cross-country running. So, just like a normal everyday sport, it was in the fencing section of the 1976 Olympic pentathlon that Boris Onyshchenko was caught cheating. Olympic fencing rewards points when the outfits worn by the competitors register hits from the weapons called épées. When Boris' opponent began registering complaints because hits were being scored when they say they were not being hit, officials looked inside his weapon and discovered an elaborate wiring system on his handle. Boris had a button he could press and score a hit anytime he wanted. Cheating at sports is one thing, but cheating at the Paralympic Games takes it to another level. That's like the Olympics of cheating right there. After the 2000 Summer Paralympics in Sydney, Spain's intellectually disabled basketball team was stripped of its gold medal when it was revealed that they were not disabled. The entire ordeal was laid out in a Spanish magazine with team members going public and blowing the lid off of the entire operation. Out of all of Spain's Paralympic teams that year, at least 15 participants had no type of physical or mental handicap, and never were even required to pass medical or psychological examinations. Fernando Martin Vicente, the former head of the Spanish Federation for Mentally Handicapped Sports, was found responsible and fined. Baseball is a sport with a lot of unwritten rules. It also has some written ones. Notably, don't mess with the ball. Umpires are on the lookout for pitchers using pine tar, stickum, or other adhesives to the ball to give their pitches that little extra zing. Sometimes they may try to scuff up the ball as well to provide a better grip for control. That's how Joe Niekro was caught cheating back in 1987. Umpires thought he was attempting to scuff balls to give his knuckleball a bit more movement and went to confront him. While arguing on the mound and denying he did anything wrong, Niekro slyly tossed away the emery board nail file he was using to scuff the ball. The ump saw it and Niekro was double busted. Even auto racing brings the cheater out in some people. You'd think it would be difficult to cheat when it comes to cars going fast around a track. But if there are rules, then someone will somehow find a way to break them. This cheating scandal involving Formula One racers took place at the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. On the 14th lap of the race, Renault's F1 driver, Nelson Piquet Jr., crashed on the 17th turn. This caused the safety car to be deployed, and as the other Renault F1 driver, Fernando Alonso, had previously made an early pit stop, he was promoted to the race lead as other cars were forced to pit under safety car conditions. Alonso went on to win the race. The next year, Piquet was dropped by Renault for poor performance, and he made public that he thought they had an understanding. He said they told him to crash on purpose so his teammate could take the lead. Who exactly gave the order and who was responsible has been battled back and forth, with bans, suspensions, and reinstatements taking place to this very day. All because one guy crashed. Talk about taking one for the team. It should be pretty simple to shoot free throws in the NBA. A player gets fouled, the ref calls it, the player shoots free throws. In a game between the Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks, Brandon Jennings threw a wrench into the whole process. Not literally. Throwing a wrench during a basketball game would be an automatic technical foul. The refs blew the whistle on and called a foul on the Rockets, and Jennings nonchalantly went to the line to shoot his free throws. Except it was pretty obvious the foul was committed against Andrew Bogut and didn't happen anywhere near Jennings. Maybe it had something to do with Jennings being pretty good from the line and Bogut shooting around 60%. Nice try, Brandon, but cheaters never win.